Hello friends, today this is a special lecture. This is called the curvature. So a lecture I am putting what is the radius of curvature and what is center of a curvature and what is a circle of a curvature. Okay, what do you mean by curvature? Exactly. The curvature means in Odia we say bakra. Okay, ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ୍ ଦେବି କର୍ଭେଚର୍ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ୍ ଆମର ପୃଥିବୀର ସର୍ଫେସ୍ ଓକେ ପୃଥିବୀର ସମତଳ ଭାଗ ଯେଉଁ ଉପର ଭାଗଟାକୁ ଯେଉଁ ପୃଥିବୀ ସର୍ଫେସ୍ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଅଲସୋ if you are going to watch the earth from a long distance we can see that how curved this is, but when we are on the surface of the earth we are not able to feel the curve because the curve is so flat, so that we are not able to feel the curve. Okay, যদি এই কর্ভটা যদি জনা পড়িবনি এটা কর্ভ ভলিয়া then the radius for this curve will be very big. It's very large radius. Okay, because the radius of a curve means what, there will be a center, from that center to this କ'ଣ up to এই পয়েন্ট পর্যন্ত যদি আমি যদি জয়েন্ট করিবা then you will find the radius. যদি কর্ভটা ବହୁତ শার্প ଅଛି ତ ଏଇ ଯେଉଁ শার্প কর্ভ ପାଇଁ the radius of curvature will be very small. Okay, the radius of curvature will be very small. Now you can see the difference, right? দেখো ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ଜାମ୍ପଲ୍ ଏଠି ମୁଁ ଦେଇଛି এই ଯେଉଁ କର୍ଭ ଦେଖୁଛ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ এই কর্ভটা হচ্ছে ବହୁତ শার্প ଅଛି ସେଥିପାଇଁ এই କର୍ଭ ପାଇଁ ତାର ଯେଉଁ ଯଦି ତୁମେ କୌଣସି କର୍ଭ ତିଆରି କରିବ then you will get a small circle. Okay, then now this curve is a little bit flatter than this curve. তো এই কর্ভ ପାଇଁ ଆମେ କ'ଣ ପାଇଲେ, ଟିକେ ବଡ଼ circle ପାଇଲେ. Now imagine there is a curve but it seems like this is a plane. We are not able to feel the curve. We are not going upward and downward. We don't feel that. Okay, actually we are going but we are not feeling it. Then for that the radius of curvature will be very huge. For example, I'm going to give you the example of a sun or any planet Earth, any planet. Is it Earth or Jupiter or any surface? Because these are the very very big sphere, and when you're walking on the sphere you will never feel that whether it is curved or not, because it seems like it's you are walking on a plane. That's why the radius of a earth will be very, like, it's very huge number, right? I think you have understood this one. Now you can see the radius of a curvature. What is exactly radius of curvature? Now you can see this circle. Okay, you can see this circle. In this circle there is a one center point that is called center of a curvature. This curve is there, that is the center of curvature. So from the center of curvature, if you are going to extend one line up to this boundary, then you are going to get the radius of curvature. Okay, you can see the radius of curvature here. I have written it. Okay, now you can see the notes here. If the curvature is very small one, then the radius of curvature is very large. Okay, if the curvature is very small means like this, means it's almost flat. The meaning of radius of curvature is small means this curvature is almost flat. But if the radius of curvature is very sharp means we can feel and we can make distinction whether this is curve or not, then the radius of curvature will be very small. Means we can find the center of a curvature in a shorter distance. It's not just very far away from the curvature. Okay, if the curvature is very sharp then the radius of curvature will be very small. Okay, now what exactly the relationship between curvature and the radius of curve? The curvature and the radius of curve is they are inversely proportional to each other. Because why they are inversely proportional to each other? If the curve is very flat, then the radius of curvature is very, means if there is very small curvature, then the radius of curvature will be very huge. But if this curvature is very sharp, means it's very large. If the curvature is very large, then the radius of curvature will be very small. That's why curvature is inversely proportional to the radius of curvature. Okay, you have to keep these things in mind. Okay, now we are going to see how the curve is. Okay, now you can see this is a xy coordinate system. Okay, and this one is the curve. Suppose this curve is y is equal to f of x is a curve, and you just name it. This is end point is a, and there is a point p on this curve, and there is a point q on this curve. Now what you have to do is, now you draw a tangent line which touching this curve at the point P, and draw another tangent like this. You can see the green one here, and that will touch at Q point to that curve. So this white tangent you can see here, and which is touching at this curve, it is creating an angle psi. Now this green tangent which is touching the curve at Q, that is creating an angle what? Psi plus delta psi. Okay, psi plus delta psi means there is a small changes of this what? Angle from this psi to delta psi, psi plus delta psi. Now what you have to do is, now you draw a perpendicular from where? From one point C to what? One point C to P. Now again draw another perpendicular from what? Up to this point Q. Okay. Now this angle you can see here, this angle will be del of psi, means this is the small change of angle from this to this. Okay. Now if our Q is moving like this along this curve and it is moving towards this point Q P, a Q point जदि आमर P आड़ को मूव करूचे एमती धीरे 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 एमती मूव करिवो धीरे धीरे धीरे, ता माने ए जो नॉर्मलटा कोन हबो? ए जो नॉर्मल टू दिस Q थिला, ए नॉर्मलटा धीरे धीरे एमती बेंड हेई आसीबो, एमती बेंड हेई आसीबो हैला, एमती बेंड हेई कोन हबो? फाइनली वी विल गेट हियर, माने ए क्यूट आसी जले P रे कोइंसाइड करिवो, ता माने आवर दिस नॉर्मल विल बिकम दिस हैला, काहे ना ए जो नॉर्मलटा कोन हबो? एमती मूव हेई आसी कि कोन हबो? एठी आसी पहुंचबो, बुझा पड़ला? Then this C point will be the what? Center of a curvature of this curve. ये जो curve देखुचो आरो center of a curvature, and this will be the what? Radius. Okay, this will be the radius. Now we are going to derive. Now this AP is the length is what? S length, and this PQ is length what? DS. Man, it means the distance between जो PQ with the distance है, the del of S. Del of S माने very very small. It's very negligible. So what is this? And the small change of this angle, this small change of angle, and this small change of what? Distance. So we are writing del S by del psi divided by del of S. When we are making this a limit, del of S tends to 0, it means when this distance is getting smaller and smaller, it means this Q is coming closer and closer to this P. That time limit what? Del of S tends to 0, then del of psi divided by del of S, that will be equal to d of psi by d of S, and this is known as what? Curvature. In Greek language there is one sign called kappa. We are writing this is a kappa. Okay, now you can see here, when this Q point is getting closer to closer P, when Q tends to P, then the point N tends to it will become C, and this C point is known as center of curvature, that I have shown you already. And when we are making this del S by del psi by del S, this is psi, when this del S max tends to 0, then this is going to be d of psi by d of S, and that is known as curvature of a what? Curvature of the curve at point P. Okay, one more thing we need to remember, that whenever we are trying to find the curvature of a curve, always we are trying to find the curvature at some particular point. Jodi emti gote achi, we need to find the curvature at this point. Okay, always we are trying to find the curvature at some particular point, not throughout entire curve. Okay, so this is the relationship, 1 by k is equal to 1 by curvature, that is going to be radius of curvature. Okay, now del of S is equal to k, this is del of S is equal to k, that is a curvature at a point P. Okay, now there is some notes you need to remember. So curvature, radius of curvature, and the center of curvature, and the circle of curvature is found out at the point of the curve. गोटे कर्व अच्छी माने आमे सब बेले कौन कर्वेचर बाहर करू what? With reference to one particular point, not throughout the curve. Okay, and the entire phenomenon is completely depend on the points. where exactly you are trying to find. Depend করছি দেখো এই যে এটা যদি কর্ভ আছে এই পয়েন্টে তার কার্ভেচার ইজ ডিফারেন্ট এন্ড এই পয়েন্টে তার কার্ভেচার উইল বি ডিফারেন্ট যদি throughout the curvature যদি constant রইলা then we are going to make a circle means that phenomenon will what construct a circle because at the circle at every point the curvature will be same means constant it won't change okay so if the curvature at each point on this curve is constant then the curve is known as circle okay the radius of a curvature is denoted by rho you need to remember this is the Greek sign. So rho will be equal to 1 by k because k means curvature. So rho will be 1 by k. Okay. Now we need to move how to find the radius of curvature means we need to formulate how to find the radius of curvature. So y is equal to f of x. Suppose this is a what? Two-dimensional coordinate system means 2D. Suppose this is what y is equal to f of x is a curve. So a curve we need to find a tangent. This is tangent suppose. Okay. Now here it is touching. Is a tangent. So this will make an angle psi. So we know that when y is equal to f of x, then whenever we are differentiating this dy by dx with respect to x, whenever we are differentiating this y with respect to x, this is going to be f dash of x. So what is this? This is nothing but tangent. Okay. So we can say this is equal to tan of psi. Okay. Now, again you differentiate this dy by dx is equal to what? Tan of psi. Now d square y divided by dx square. This will be equal to what? What is the differentiation of tan of psi? Sec square of psi into d psi by dx. Now what is this sec square of psi? This will be equal to 1 plus tan square of psi into d psi by ds. But d psi by ds we can write d psi by dx into dx divided by sorry no so this is dx actually okay this is actually dx so we can write this will be dx d psi by dx this one we can write d psi by ds into ds by dx but what is d psi by dx? D psi by dx equal to rho. I think you didn't understand, right? Okay, I'm going to make this very clear. See, now we are going to derive it. Okay, here you can see y is equal to f of x. Y is equal to f of x is a curve, so we need to find what is dy by dx. What is dy by dx? Dy by dx is nothing but what? F prime of x. That is nothing but tangent psi. Okay, now you make to differentiate again with respect to x. This will be equal to what? Sec square of psi into d psi by dx. But what is sec square of x? Sec square of x is equal to 1 plus tan square of psi into what is d psi by dx? This one we can write d psi by ds into ds by dx we can write because without loss of generality we can write like this. But what is this d psi by dx? This is nothing but what? Rho. Sorry, this is nothing but it is k. But what is k? K is exactly 1 by rho. So we are going to replace this 1 by rho instead of d psi by ds. So this will be equal to 1 plus tan square of psi into 1 by rho into and the formula for ds by dx is equal to nothing but under square 1 plus dy by dx rho what? Square root. But what is d tan square of tan of psi? Tan of psi is nothing but 1 plus what? dy by dx the whole square 1 by rho into 1 plus dy by dx rho whole square. So this is going to be how much? So it is going to be you can see here it is going to be how? Just wait. Y is equal to f of x is a curve, so dy by dx will be equal to f prime of x, that is nothing but tan of psi. Now d square y by dx square, you need to remember this is tan of psi. this will be equal to what? Sec square of psi into d psi by dx. Okay, now what is this? This is nothing but 1 plus tan square of psi. And what is ds by dx? We can write without loss of generality d psi by ds into ds by dx. This is nothing but d square y by dx square. Now this will be equal to 1 plus, what is this? This is nothing but, here we have found dy by dx the whole square. Into what is this? D psi by ds. Just a little while we have studied what is d psi by ds. D psi by ds is equal to d psi by ds is equal to k. What is k? What is k is equal to 1 by rho. So I am going to replace this formula, d psi by ds, instead of d psi by ds I am going to replace 1 by rho, and this is called ds by dx. That is nothing but 1 plus dy by dx rho whole square. Okay, now we know that 1 plus dy by dx rho whole square into 1 by rho into what is this? 1 plus 1 dy by dx the whole square, the power of 1 by 2. So this is equal to d square y by dx square. So I need what? I need only this formula, rho. So I am going to bring this rho to right hand side. So it is going to be multiplied with this value, and this entire value will be divided here if I am going to bring it to right hand side. So it is going to be what? This is going to be rho is equal to 1 plus dy by dx rho whole square रो power केते 1 अछि 1 plus 2. So we know from the exponentiation the property, this is going to be 3 by 2. So divided by d square y by dx square. This is the full and final formula. So here we can see this is the formula, rho formula. We need to remember this formula. This is one of the most important formula. Okay, now this is the formula. Now we are going to solve one problem. Okay, before that I am going to see another formula for the center of a curvature. This is center of a curvature formula. If you can see, if y is equal to f of x be a given curve and CAB, this is center. A is a coordinate, B is a coordinate. This is x coordinate, this is y coordinate. Because what? We are trying to figure out everything in 2 dimensions. That's why this is the x coordinate, this is y coordinate. Okay, be the center of a point P of xy. It was the curve of the curve y is equal to f of x. Then the value of alpha and beta with the center point will be alpha is equal to x1 minus dy by dx into 1 plus dy by dx whole square divided by d square y by dx square. This is the formula, and same thing goes for this beta, but here it is going to be replaced with y1 here plus. Okay, now remark is that this dy by dx and d square y by dx square are calculated by the point P of xy, means for some particular point, because for every point the curvature will be different. For every point the center of curvature will be different. So for every point on the curve the radius of curvature also will be different. Okay, so circle of curvature, this is circle of curvature. The formula is, if this is the center and this is the center, this is x code for this x coordinate, this is y coordinate, then the circle of curvature will be, the formula will be x minus alpha whole square plus y minus beta whole square is equal to rho square. That is the equation of a circle. It means jodi तुमको पचार हेबो जो you need to find the radius of curvature, means you need to find the curvature, then what exactly you have to do is we need to know the formula of radius of curvature. So from the radius of curvature we can make this radius of curvature by reciprocal, so we can find the curvature. If it is asking us to find the center of a curvature, then we have to calculate the center point of a curvature. Then we can, from there we can find the circle of curvature. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, I'm not going to discuss more details. Another one more important thing I need to say you is, see, everything that we have found is in Cartesian form, but now we have to find for the parametric curve. Suppose y is equal to f of t, that is a parametric form of a, and x is equal to g of t. Then we need to find what is dy by dx. So is before making dy by dx, we need to find what is dy by dt, because here t is the what independent variable and y is a function of t. Similarly, x is a function of t. So we need to do here dy by dt is equal to f prime of t and dx by dt is equal to g prime of t. So dy by dx will be equal to dy by dt by dx by dt. So dt will cancel out each other. So dy by dx. So f prime of t divided by g prime of t. So in the similar fashion, again, if you are going to differentiate with respect to x, then we are going to find what? We are going to find what? D square y by dx square we can find. So from there you can replace, if you want to find the rho means radius of curvature, then we can formulate. Okay, one more question is given to us. We need to know, means we are going to solve this question. Okay, so here prove that the radius of curvature at point x equal to pi by 2 is given to us. Of the curve y is equal to 4 sin x minus sin 2x is rho is equal to 5 root 5 by 4. We are going to calculate. So now here the thing is given, y is equal to, you can check here, y is equal to 4 sin, just I'm going to change that name here, y is equal to 4 sin x minus 2 sorry sin 2x sorry sin 2x, and at x is equal to what? Pi by 2. So what you have to do is you have to differentiate this one with respect to x. So it is going to be 4 cos x, because the differentiation of sin x is cos x, minus 2 into what? Cos 2x. So now what you have to do is you have to replace instead of x by this pi by 2. So it is going to be 4 into cos pi by 2 is equal to 0. Okay, minus 2 into what? Cos 2 into pi by 2. So 2 cancel out each other. So cos pi. What is cos pi exactly? The cos pi is equal to minus 1 or negative 1. So 4 into 0 is equal to 0, minus 2 into minus 1. So it is going to be 2. Okay. So the answer is here dy by dx is equal to 2. This is a numerical value at x is equal to what? Pi by 4. Okay, we have found dy by dx. Now we need to find d square y by dx square. So what you have to do is you have to differentiate this one with respect to x again. So this will be 4 minus 4 sin x, because the differentiation of cos x is equal to minus negative sin x, again minus 2 into 2 4. This will be what? Sin of 2x. Now again you put this x is equal to pi by 2. So this will be minus 4 into sin pi by 2 minus 4 into sin 2 into pi by 2. Okay. So these 2 will cancel out each other. Then now sin pi is equal to 0. So anything you multiply with 0, then the answer will be 0. So here is equal to minus 4 into 1. So the answer is minus 4. So now what you have to do is you need to find the rho. What is the rho formula? Rho formula is 1 plus dy by dx square. Then power is equal to what? 3 by 2 divided by d square y by dx square. Okay. This is the formula to find the rho. Then the rho will be equal to 1 plus, what is dy by dx exactly? Dy by dx is nothing but here what we have found? 2. So 2 square divided by, again what is this, will be power is 3 by 2. Now what is d square y by dx square? The d square by dx square is equal to minus 4. So I am going to replace here by minus 4. So the final answer will be what? The 2 square is equal to 4. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. So 5 to power 3 by 2 divided by minus 4. But what is rho? Rho is nothing but radius. But radius can never be negative. That's why I am going to ignore this negative sign here. So here 5 power 3 by 2 by 4. What is the 5 power 3 by 2? Exactly, that will be 5 root 5 by 2. Okay, if you don't understand, you can write 5 power, first you have to do 3 by 2 is equal to 5 power 3 raw power 1 by 2. So what I have to do is make this is what? 5 you multiply with 3 times. So 5 into 5 is 25. 25 is into 5 is 125. The square root of 125 is equal to 5 root 5. Okay, I think you have understood. This is all, sorry, this is equal to 4. Okay, now you have understood, I guess. Okay, thank you.